Okay, frequency tables can be shown as graphs, which is a lot more useful a lot of times, which I just said. And so the vertical axis represents the frequency or how often something happens. Sometimes the values are grouped. So we might have a range from 0 to 9, and then the next group, then the next group. Probably shouldn't use the word range because that means something different, of course, than our measures of center, measures of spread, but you know what I mean. So a half column width can be left as a gap at the start if you don't start at 0. So our data doesn't always start at 0. So a dot plot is one way to do it that doesn't involve columns. It's still really useful, but it's got to be for discrete data, where this is continuous data. So continuous data could be literally any number. Discrete data has to be this number or that number or this number. An outlier is a value that is noticeably distinct. So my best example of an outlier is if I asked my class, each of them to submit what their age is right now, my age would be the outlier because I'm quite a bit older than my class, any given class. So we're going to construct a dot plot for this one. So construct a dot plot for the frequency table shown for the number of books read in the past month. How many people read no books at all? That's 2 people. How many people read 1 book? That's 5 people. How many people read 9 books? That's 1 people. So we're going to represent that in a dot plot. So for a dot plot, we only need the one axis because it tells us the information, and then we put the frequency of that information above that. How many do I need? So we have 0, number of books, and 2 people. And then for 1 book, that occurs 5 times in our set. 2 books, there's 3 of those. And notice how I'm trying to kind of put these on the same line, so they're a bit of a grid. 3 books, there's 4. And 4 books, there's 2. And then we jump to 9, so we're still going to write 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and there's just no data until we get up there until 9. So that is our dot plot for that, showing the frequency of, I should call this number of books. And then what's the most common number? So our mode here is 1, so that's going to be 1. And what's the outlier? The outlier is going to be 9 because it's nowhere near where the rest of the data sits. So for this one, we do need an x and y axis because we'll have the frequency over on the left-hand side. And this is the number of siblings on the x-axis. So we're going to do it as what looks like a histogram. 5, 10, 15, 20, and go up to 25. Okay, so our first one, the number of people that have 0 siblings are 15. So I'm actually going to use this as almost like a range there. That shows 0. And then for 2, we go the number of people who have 1 sibling, and that's going to match right up to it, and we'll put the 1 in the middle here. That goes up to 20. The number of people that have 2 siblings is only at 13, so I have to make a guess to be sort of the higher end between 10 and 15. There. And the final one, who has 3 siblings, well, that's only 2. So again, I'm going to write a 3 down here, and I'm going to make that just lower than that. And for this one, it actually makes more sense to me why we're going to use a histogram, which is these bar charts that are right next to each other, because histograms tell us about a range. So this range could be a number of words, that's what we're told. And my first range, let's see, my frequency goes up to 12, so let's go in 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. You don't have to go in 2s, but it just sort of made sense to me because most of the data is kind of even. And then the number of words, so we have 0 to 99, that's a range. So this is continuous data where it could be lots and lots of answers. So for our first one, we're going to go from 0 to 100. So 100 is my dividing, is the end. So 100 is sort of the end of the first group, 0 to 99, and the start of the next one. So in that first group, we have a frequency of 2. We're just going to have that. So 2 of these books have 0 to 99 words or stories. The next one is going to go up to 200, 300. I want to keep them evenly spaced, 400, and then 500. So these are now ranges. So the next group approaching 200 is 10. So that's a big leap up to there. The next group from 200 up to, but not including 300, is 12. So that's our biggest one. Again, you do this with a ruler, it's going to look fantastic. Up to 400 is 8. And then 400 all the way up to and including 500 is only 3. So that's way down there. So again, a ruler and some even measurements will make this look even better.